Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable, while others remain stuck in the same cycle of frustration? What makes one person rise above challenges, while another crumbles under pressure? The answer is simple but powerful: focus. Most people never realize this, but your mind is like a muscle. Whatever you focus on, grows. Focus on distractions, and you'll become scattered. Focus on problems, and they'll consume you. But if you focus on yourself, on your growth, your goals, your discipline, your mind becomes a weapon, a tool that shapes your reality. Stay with me until the end of this video, because by the time it's over, you'll understand exactly how to strengthen your mind, take control of your life, and unlock a level of power you never knew you had. Why most people stay weak. Most people never harness their true potential because they let their focus drift. They spend their energy on things that don't matter, scrolling endlessly, chasing approval, worrying about opinions that add no value to their life. The truth is, the world is full of distractions designed to keep you weak. Every time you care too much about what someone else is doing, every time you compare yourself to others, you are leaking power. You are giving away the energy that could be used to build yourself. The strongest minds in history weren't shaped by luck, they were built through relentless focus. While the world was busy with noise, these individuals were sharpening their vision, improving their skills, and mastering their thoughts. That's what you need to do. Your mind becomes what you feed it. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on what you focus on. This is called neuroplasticity, a scientific fact. If you constantly think negative thoughts, your brain strengthens those pathways, making it easier to feel fear, doubt, and anxiety. But if you train your mind to focus on discipline, improvement, and solutions, it rewires itself to make you stronger. Think of it like this. Every thought you entertain is like a drop of water. One drop seems small, but over time it becomes a river that carves out the direction of your life. The question is, where is your river flowing? If your mind is always filled with self-doubt, distractions, and worries about what others think, your river is leading you nowhere. But if you focus on yourself, on becoming better, on mastering your emotions, on pushing forward even when it's hard, you create a path to greatness. Why? Focus feels difficult. Your brain is designed to seek comfort. It wants easy pleasures, instant gratification, and minimal effort. That's why focusing on yourself feels hard at first. It's easier to distract yourself than to sit with your thoughts. It's easier to blame others than to take responsibility for your growth. But here's the truth most people never understand. Discipline is freedom. The stronger your focus, the less control the world has over you. When you stop being influenced by meaningless distractions, you gain the power to create your own reality. Yes, it's uncomfortable at first. Growth always is. But discomfort is the price of strength. If you want to build a powerful mind, you have to push through that resistance. The first step to strengthening your mind. So how do you start? How do you shift your focus from the outside world to yourself? Step 1, eliminate distractions. Every time you waste energy on something that doesn't serve your growth, you weaken your mind. Be ruthless with your time. Cut out unnecessary noise, social media, gossip, endless entertainment. These things drain you. Step 2, control your thoughts. Stop feeding your mind with negativity. Replace self-doubt with self-discipline. Instead of saying, I can't, train yourself to say, I will. Instead of thinking about problems, think about solutions. Step 3, set clear goals. A strong mind needs direction. Write down what you want. Not vague wishes, but concrete targets. Who do you want to become? What skills do you need to master? What kind of life do you want to create? When your mind has a target, your focus sharpens. Your mind is your weapon. At the end of the day, the strongest people aren't the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who mastered their focus. They understood that their greatest enemy wasn't the world. It was their own mind. And now you have a choice. You can continue wasting energy on things that don't build you, or you can start today, right now, by focusing on yourself. Because the more you focus on yourself, the stronger your mind becomes. This is just the beginning. If you're ready to unlock more hidden powers within you, stay with me. The next part will reveal the biggest mistake that weakens your mind and how to break free from it forever. Most people never reach their full potential not because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity, but because they waste their focus on the wrong things. They chase approval, obsess over other people's opinions, and spend hours comparing their lives to strangers on a screen. This is the trap that keeps people weak. The moment your mind is occupied with things outside your control, you lose power. You give your energy to things that don't build you. Think about this. Every second spent worrying about someone else's success is a second stolen from your own. Every time you engage in pointless drama, you drain the energy that could be used to sharpen your mind. Every time you seek validation, you weaken your ability to validate yourself. This is how people lose control of their own lives. But here's what most never realize. Nothing external can make you strong. No amount of likes, followers, or approval can give you the discipline, focus, or mental toughness needed to shape your future. Strength is built from the inside. The invisible chains holding you back. Most people walk through life chained by invisible forces they don't even recognize. The fear of judgment, the addiction to distractions, the comfort of excuses. These chains are powerful because they are subtle. They make you believe that staying weak is normal. They tell you that mediocrity is acceptable. They convince you that your dreams are impossible. But the moment you decide to break these chains, something shifts inside you. When you stop caring about what doesn't matter, when you redirect every ounce of your energy toward growth, you begin to rise. And that's when your mind starts to transform. You stop reacting, you start creating, you stop doubting, you start deciding, because the moment you take full control of your focus, you take full control of your life. One of the greatest traps in life is the need for external validation, the belief that you are only worthy when others approve of you, that your success is only real if it is recognized, that your value depends on how the world sees you. This is the illusion that keeps people weak. It forces them to seek permission to be great. It makes them addicted to praise, terrified of criticism, and controlled by the opinions of others. Instead of building their own path, they wait, waiting for someone to tell them they are good enough, waiting for approval before taking action. But here's the truth. You will never be free as long as you need validation. The moment your worth depends on others, you give them power over you. They can lift you up or tear you down at any moment. And that kind of weakness destroys confidence. The psychology behind seeking approval. Human psychology is wired to crave acceptance. It comes from survival instincts. Long ago, being part of a group meant safety. Rejection could mean danger. But in today's world, this instinct often works against you. You don't need approval to survive. You need self-belief. You need a mind so strong that it remains unshaken whether people praise you or doubt you. A mind that is driven by inner purpose, not external applause. When you break free from this illusion, everything changes. You stop living for likes, comments, and validation. You stop fearing judgment. And for the first time, you start living for yourself. That's when true power is unlocked. Because a mind that no longer seeks approval becomes The greatest battles in life are not fought in the outside world. They are fought in your own mind. Doubt, fear, insecurity, the urge to quit. These are the silent battles that determine whether you will rise or remain the same. They are the voices that whisper, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. What if you fail?" And most people, they listen. They believe these lies. They allow their own minds to become their worst enemy. But here's the truth. Your mind is not meant to control you. You are meant to control it. Most people lose the battle before they even begin, because they never take control of their thoughts. They assume that fear means stop, that doubt means they are incapable, that struggle means they are failing. But in reality, these feelings are part of growth. They are not signs to quit. They are signs to push harder. Reprogramming your mind for strength. Your brain is constantly shaping itself based on what you focus on. If you feed it weakness, it will grow weaker. If you feed it strength, it will grow stronger. This is not motivation, this is science. When you challenge your fears instead of running from them, your brain learns that fear is not a threat. When you push through doubt, your brain rewires itself to trust your ability. When you discipline yourself to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, your mind adapts to a higher level of endurance. This is why the strongest people in the world are not fearless. They are fearless in action. They feel fear, but they do not obey it. They hear doubt, but they do not surrender to it. They face their battles, and because of that, they win. And if you can learn to master this, to fight your silent battles and refuse to be defeated by your own mind, you will become unstoppable. Your mind is not fixed. It is not something you are simply born with, set in stone, unchangeable. Your mind is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it can be trained, strengthened, and rebuilt. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on your thoughts, habits, and action. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, your brain adapts. Every time you challenge your limits instead of giving up, your brain becomes stronger. Every time you focus on growth instead of excuses, you reprogram yourself for success. But most people never take advantage of this. They live as if their mindset is permanent. They say, "This is just how I am. I've always been this way." Or, "I can't change." And because they believe they can't change, they don't. Their own thoughts trap them, rewiring your brain for strength. If you want a stronger mind, you must become intentional with your focus. Every negative thought must be challenged. Every limiting belief must be rewritten. Every weakness must be faced head-on. Your brain responds to repetition. If you keep telling yourself you're weak, you will feel weak. If you keep saying you can't, your brain will make it true. But if you constantly push yourself, if you consistently focus on growth, strength, and discipline, your brain will transform. This is not motivation. This is science. Your thoughts are literally shaping the structure of your brain every second of every day. So the question is, what are you feeding your mind? Are you reinforcing weakness or strength? Are you programming yourself to fail or to rise? Because the more you focus on building yourself, the stronger your mind becomes. And once you understand this, nothing can stop you. Nothing weakens the mind faster than comparison. It is a poison that destroys confidence, steals joy, and blinds you to your own progress. Yet most people fall into this trap daily. They scroll through social media, seeing others succeed, and suddenly their own life feels small. They see someone else achieve greatness, and instead of feeling inspired, they feel defeated. They don't realize that comparison is an illusion. What you see is never the full story. You see success, but not the struggles behind it. You see confidence, but not the battles that built it. You see results, but not the years of unseen work. And the more you focus on others, the less you focus on yourself. Why comparison destroys your growth. Your mind only has so much energy. Every moment spent comparing your journey to someone else's is energy wasted. Energy that could have been used to improve yourself. Energy that could have been used to build something real. The truth is, you are only in competition with yourself. The goal is not to be better than someone else. The goal is to be better than you were yesterday. Because the only person who can truly stop you is you. Breaking free from the comparison trap, to strengthen your mind, you must learn to redirect your focus. Every time you feel the urge to compare, shift your energy back to yourself. Ask, what can I do today to improve? How can I push myself further? What skills, knowledge, or habits do I need to develop? Because the more you focus on others, the weaker you become. But the more you focus on your own progress, the stronger your mind grows. And once you master this shift in focus, you become unstoppable. Most people think motivation is the key to success. They wait for the right moment, the perfect feeling, the spark of inspiration to take action. But this is why they stay stuck. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is power. A strong mind is not built on emotions. It is built on habit, consistency, and control. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, even when you are tired, even when doubt creeps in, even when no one is watching. This is what separates the weak from the strong. The weak only act when they feel inspired. The strong act no matter what. Why discipline strengthens the mind? Every time you choose discipline over comfort, your mind becomes tougher. Every time you push through resistance, your brain rewires itself to expect effort instead of ease. Over time, this builds mental strength so powerful that nothing can shake it. Think about it. Who is stronger? The person who only works hard when they feel motivated, or the person who shows up every single day no matter what? The answer is clear. Discipline creates unshakable power. Building discipline step by step. If you want a stronger mind, you must train it like a muscle. Start with small, daily actions. Wake up early. Even when you don't feel like it, stick to your goals. Even when progress feels slow, push past excuses, even when your mind tells you to stop. Because discipline is not something you are born with, it is something you build. And once you master it, your mind becomes unbreakable. A weak mind is controlled by emotions. It reacts. It gets offended easily. It is thrown off course by every small challenge, every moment of discomfort, every negative opinion. But a strong mind controls its emotions. It does not let emotions control it. Most people don't realize this, but your emotions are not facts. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it is true. Just because fear tells you to stop doesn't mean you should. Just because doubt whispers that you're not good enough doesn't mean it's real. A strong mind understands this. It observes emotions but does not obey them. It feels fear but moves forward anyway. It feels frustration but stays focused. It does not let temporary emotions destroy long-term progress. The power of emotional control. Emotions come and go. If you allow them to dictate your actions, your life will be unstable. One day you're motivated, the next you quit. One moment you're confident, the next you're doubting everything. You will always be at the mercy of how you feel. But when you learn to control your emotions, you take control of your life. You become unshakable. You become immune to distractions, criticism, and setbacks. You stay focused no matter what is happening around you. How to train emotional strength. To master your emotions, practice these 3 things daily. Pause before reacting. When emotions rise, don't respond immediately. Take control of your thoughts before your thoughts take control of you. Detach from negativity. Not everything deserves your energy. Learn to let go of things that don't serve you. Act based on discipline, not emotion. Successful people don't wait until they feel like doing something. They do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, emotions are temporary, but your growth is permanent. And once you master your emotions, nothing can break you. Most people fear being alone. They fill every moment with noise, social media, distractions, endless conversations, anything to avoid facing themselves. But what they don't realize is this: solitude is where true strength is built. When you are alone, you meet yourself without distractions. You come face to face with your thoughts, your fears, your weaknesses. And most people run from this. They seek constant company, constant validation, because being alone forces them to confront reality. But the strongest minds in history, leaders, visionaries, warriors, they all embraced solitude. They understood that to develop power, you must first develop yourself, and that can only happen in silence. Why solitude strengthens the mind? When you remove external noise, you start hearing your own voice, your real thoughts, your real desires, your real purpose. You stop absorbing other people's opinions and start forming your own. Solitude gives you clarity. It helps you see what truly matters. It teaches you to be comfortable with yourself. And most importantly, it builds independence. When you no longer fear being alone, you become untouchable. How to use solitude for growth. Solitude is not loneliness. It is an opportunity to sharpen your mind. Use it wisely. Spend time in silence every day. No distractions, no phones, just you and your thoughts. Ask yourself hard questions. What do you truly want? What fears are holding you back? Develop your own path. Stop following the crowd. Build your own vision, based on your own values. Because when you learn to stand alone, you gain the power to stand strong in any situation. And that is the foundation of an unbreakable mind. Most people are overwhelmed Not because life is hard, but because they let too much in. Too many opinions, too many distractions, too many unnecessary influences pulling them in every direction, and this weakens the mind. Your focus is like a beam of light. The more scattered it is, the weaker it becomes. The more concentrated it is, the stronger it gets. Yet most people spread their focus too thin. They jump from one thing to the next, consume endless distractions, and wonder why they feel lost. Their mind is exhausted from the noise, why mental clarity is essential. A strong mind is not just about intelligence or hard work, it is about clarity, the ability to filter out what doesn't matter. The ability to say no to distractions, the ability to focus deeply on what actually moves you forward. Without clarity, your energy is wasted. You react instead of act. You chase instead of build. You live on autopilot instead of moving with purpose. But the moment you cut out the noise, everything changes. Your mind becomes sharper, your decisions become clearer, your progress becomes unstoppable. How to remove mental clutter to strengthen your mind, simplify your focus. Limit distractions. Reduce time on social media, stop engaging in pointless drama, and remove anything that drains your energy. Protect your energy. Not every conversation, news update, or problem deserves your attention. Be selective about what you allow into your mind. Prioritize what truly matters. Focus only on what helps you grow, improve, and move forward. Everything else is noise. Because a strong mind is not just about what you take in, it is also about what you cut out. And when you eliminate the unnecessary, the important things become unstoppable. Pain breaks most people. It makes them bitter, weak, and afraid. They see struggle as a curse, failure as defeat, and hardship as something to avoid. But the strongest minds? They turn pain into power. Life will test you. You will face setbacks, heartbreaks, betrayals. You will experience loss, rejection, and moments that make you question everything. But how you respond to pain determines your future. Most people let pain define them. They let it control their thoughts, destroy their confidence, and keep them stuck in the past. But the ones who rise, they use pain as fuel. Why pain is your greatest teacher? Pain forces growth. It teaches lessons that success never could. It shows you what you're truly capable of. It reveals your strength, your endurance, your resilience. It strips away weakness and builds the kind of mental toughness that nothing else can. The truth is, nothing great is built without struggle. Every strong person you admire has gone through moments where they wanted to quit, where they were broken, where they had every reason to give up, but they didn't. They turned their suffering into strength. How to transform pain into strength. Instead of running from pain, face it, use it, let it sharpen you. Learn from every hardship. Every setback carries a lesson. Find it and grow from it. Turn frustration into action. Use your struggles as fuel to push harder, train smarter, and grow stronger. Refuse to let pain break you. Struggle is temporary, but strength is permanent if you choose to build it. Because pain will either destroy you or transform you, and that choice is yours. Most people carry too much weight, regret, resentment, the past. They hold on to old failures, past mistakes, and things they cannot change. And without realizing it, this burden weakens their mind, drains their energy, and holds them back from growth. A strong mind is not just about what you build, it's also about what you release. The ability to let go of what no longer serves you. The ability to move forward without dragging the past with you. Why holding on makes you weak. The mind has limited space. If you fill it with negativity, there is no room for strength. If you replay past failures, you cannot create future success. If you hold on to resentment, you carry pain that only hurts you. Letting go does not mean ignoring reality. It means accepting it. It means understanding that the past cannot be changed, but your future is still in your hands. Weak minds hold on to things that destroy them. Strong minds release what no longer helps them grow. How to free your mind from the past? If you want to move forward, you must learn to let go. Forgive, not for them, but for yourself. Resentment is a prison. Release it. Stop replaying old mistakes. Learn the lesson and move forward. The past is a teacher, not a sentence. Shift your focus to what you can control. The only thing that matters is what you do next, because a mind that is free from the past is a mind that is unstoppable in the future. And once you master the art of letting go, you will never be held back again. A strong mind is not something you are born with. It is something you build, shape, and strengthen every single day. It is not about luck, talent, or circumstances. It is about the choices you make, the thoughts you cultivate, and the habits you repeat. Most people live at the mercy of their mind. They let fear dictate their actions, emotions control their decisions, and doubt sabotage their potential. But the ones who rise, they take control. They refuse to let weakness win. They train their mind just as they would train their body, through repetition, challenge, and discipline. How to make your mind unbreakable? A mind that cannot be broken is a mind that refuses to quit. It is a mind that pushes forward no matter how hard things get, and it is built through consistent action. Here's how. Control your thoughts. Challenge negativity, reject excuses, and train your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems. Embrace discomfort. Growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. Push yourself beyond your limits daily. Commit to discipline. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop relying on motivation. Do what needs to be done every single day. Because the truth is, life will test you, it will challenge you, it will try to break you. But an unbreakable mind does not fold. It stands firm, fights back, and rises stronger every time. And if you can master your mind, you can master anything. Most people give up too soon. They quit when it gets hard. They stop when they don't see immediate results. They let frustration convince them that success isn't possible. And this is why they never reach their full potential. A strong mind does not operate this way. A strong mind understands that greatness is built on persistence. It does not matter how slow you go, how many times you fail, or how long it takes. As long as you refuse to quit, you cannot be stopped. Why? Persistence separates the weak from the strong. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the ability to keep going when most people would stop. Most people fail, not because they lack potential, but because they lack patience. They want quick results. They want success to come easy, but true strength comes from fighting through resistance, overcoming obstacles, and pushing forward even when progress seems invisible. Every failure is a test. Every setback is a challenge. Will you break or will you push through? How to build relentless persistence. If you want an unshakable mind, you must commit to never giving up. Detach from immediate results. Progress is happening even when you can't see it. Trust the process. Reframe failure as feedback. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is growth in disguise. Develop a no matter what mindset. Decide right now that quitting is not an option, no matter how hard it gets, because success belongs to those who refuse to stop. And if you keep going, no force in the world can hold you back. Most people seek validation. They crave approval. They fear standing out, being different, or going against the crowd. But the truth is, you will never build a strong mind if you need constant reassurance from others. The most powerful people in history were the ones who stood alone, the ones who believed in themselves before anyone else did, the ones who refused to follow the crowd even when it was easier, because they understood that true strength comes from within, not from the opinions of others. Why independence builds mental strength? The more you rely on others for approval, the weaker your mind becomes. You hesitate. You second-guess yourself. You shape your life based on what others think instead of what you truly want. But when you develop independence, you become free. Free from expectations, free from fear of judgment, free to follow your own path without needing permission. Because at the end of the day, your life is yours. No one else will walk your path for you, no one else will fight your battles, and no one else will achieve your dreams. How to build unshakable independence. If you want to stand strong in any situation, you must train yourself to rely on your own mind. Trust yourself. Stop doubting your instincts. Stop waiting for approval. Make your own decisions. Detach from opinions. Not everyone will understand your path, and they don't have to. Own your journey. You are responsible for your life, no one else. Take control and move forward, because once you develop the strength to stand alone, you will never be controlled by the opinions of others again. And that is true power. Most people want success, but few are willing to do what it takes. They dream big but act small. They want results but avoid discomfort. They admire discipline but live in excuses. This is why so many people stay stuck. But high achievers? They think differently. They operate on a different level. They do not wait for motivation. They do not depend on luck. They take full control of their mind, their habits, and their actions every single day. Why? Mindset determines everything. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. If you believe you are weak, you will act weak. If you believe success is impossible, you will prove yourself right. But if you train your mind for strength, discipline, and resilience, nothing will stop you. High achievers do not see failure as the end, they see it as feedback. They do not let fear control them. They use it as fuel. They do not waste time on distractions. They focus only on what moves them forward. How to adopt the high achiever mentality? If you want to reach your full potential, you must train your mind like the best. Develop an unstoppable work ethic. Do what needs to be done, no matter what. Eliminate distractions. Focus only on what builds you, improves you, and gets you closer to your goals. Stay disciplined when others quit. Weak minds look for shortcuts. Strong minds stay consistent. Because the truth is, success is not about talent, it's about mindset. And once you develop the mindset of a high achiever, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Most people rely on motivation to take action. They wait to feel like it. They start strong but quit when it gets tough. And this is why they never reach their full potential, because motivation is temporary. It fades. It comes and goes. But self-discipline? That is what separates the weak from the strong. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It is waking up early when you want to sleep in. It is pushing forward when your mind tells you to stop. It is staying committed long after the excitement fades. Because success does not care how you feel, it only rewards consistent action. Why self-discipline builds mental strength? Every time you choose discipline over comfort, your mind gets stronger. You prove to yourself that you are in control, not your emotions, not your excuses, not your doubts. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop making excuses. You stop negotiating with weakness. And that is when you unlock your true power. How to master self-discipline. If you want to build a mind that refuses to break, you must train your discipline daily. Stop waiting to feel ready. Take action, whether you feel like it or not. Create non-negotiable habits. Set a routine and stick to it. No excuses. Push through discomfort. Growth happens when you do what is hard, not what is easy, because the truth is, discipline is the key to everything you want in life. And once you master it, nothing will be out of your reach. Most people are trapped, not by their circumstances, but by their own mind. They live with limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, and subconscious fears that hold them back. They say they want success, but deep down they doubt themselves. And that doubt becomes their reality. Your mind is like a computer. Whatever you program into it, it will execute. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you will act like it. If you believe you're not capable, you won't even try. But if you train your mind to think like a winner, you will start to operate like one. Why your thoughts shape your life? Every action starts with a thought. If your mind is full of doubt, hesitation, and fear, your actions will reflect that. But if your mind is full of confidence, resilience, and determination, your actions will align with success. The strongest minds are not born, they are built. They are programmed for victory. They reject negativity. They silence doubt. They replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. And over time, this mental programming transforms their reality. How to rewire your mind for strength. If you want to break free from mental barriers, you must train your thoughts like an elite warrior. Challenge every negative thought. Replace I can't with I will. Replace fear with certainty. Feed your mind with strength. Read, listen, and surround yourself with ideas that build you up. Visualize success daily. See yourself winning, growing, and becoming unstoppable until it becomes your reality, because once your mind is programmed for success, everything else will fall into place. And when you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They react instead of respond. They let anger control their actions, fear dictate their choices, and doubt sabotage their potential. And because of this, their mind remains weak. A strong mind is not ruled by emotions, it masters them. It feels everything but is controlled by nothing. It does not let temporary feelings destroy permanent progress. It understands that emotions are like waves, they come and go, but discipline, focus, and purpose, those remain. Why? Emotional control creates power. When you control your emotions, you control your life. You no longer make decisions based on temporary feelings. You no longer allow setbacks to break you. You no longer let fear hold you back. Instead, you act with clarity, strategy, and strength. Emotional control does not mean ignoring your feelings. It means understanding them, processing them, and then choosing your response wisely. Because a moment of anger can ruin years of progress. A moment of doubt can kill an opportunity. A moment of fear can stop you from achieving greatness. How to master your emotions. If you want to build a mind that remains unshaken, you must train yourself to take control. Pause before you react. Train yourself to think before responding. Not everything requires a reaction. Detach from feelings. Just because you feel something does not mean it is true. Question every emotion before acting on it. Lead with logic, not impulse. Let reason guide your decisions, not temporary emotions. Because once you master your emotions, nothing can manipulate, distract, or break you. And when you control your reactions, you control your future. Most people live in distraction. They jump from one task to another, chasing instant gratification, never fully committing to anything. They scroll mindlessly, procrastinate endlessly, and wonder why they feel stuck. But a strong mind, it is razor sharp. It is disciplined. It does not scatter energy. It directs it with precision. Because the truth is, whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, you create more of them. If you focus on your goals, you bring them to life. Why? Focus is the ultimate superpower. The greatest minds in history, Einstein, Da Vinci, Tesla, they all had one thing in common: unbreakable focus. They weren't smarter than everyone else. They were just more disciplined with their attention. Focus is what separates those who achieve from those who dream. It turns effort into mastery. It takes average people and makes them exceptional. And in a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is what will set you apart. How to train your mind for deep focus. If you want to unlock your full potential, you must protect your focus at all costs. Eliminate distraction, social media, notifications, useless entertainment, cut them out. Prioritize deep work. Block time for the things that actually move your life forward. Train your brain to resist instant gratification. The more you delay pleasure, the stronger your focus becomes. Because the truth is, the most powerful weapon you have is your attention. And if you can control your focus, you can control your future. Most people run from pain. They avoid discomfort, escape challenges, and seek the easiest path. But in doing so, they remain weak. They never grow. They never build the mental strength needed to handle life's hardships. A strong mind does not fear pain, it uses it. It turns every setback into fuel, every hardship into wisdom, every struggle into strength. Because the truth is, pain is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. Why pain is the key to strength. Nothing builds mental toughness like adversity. Every challenge you face is an opportunity. Every difficulty is a test. The strongest minds in history were not shaped by comfort. They were forged in struggle. When you embrace pain, you transform it into power. You stop seeing difficulties as obstacles and start seeing them as stepping stones. You stop feeling sorry for yourself and start using every setback as a chance to rise higher. Pain can break you or it can build you. The choice is yours. How to transform struggle into strength. If you want to develop an unstoppable mind, you must reframe how you see pain. Stop resisting it. Pain is part of the process. Accept it. Extract the lesson. Every hardship contains wisdom. Find it and use it. Let it fuel you. Turn every failure, rejection, and struggle into motivation to push forward. Because the truth is, your greatest strength will come from your greatest pain. And once you learn to harness it, nothing will ever be able to stop you.